Where's that man?
Hey, welcome to a foreigner in the Philippines. So we're actually in the hospital at Talabong. We're here to meet the father of LJ. LJ is the sister of Lovely, our little girl, and the father. Well, Beth is now looking for the father. The thing about being in hospital in the Philippines, as far as we're concerned, is that you must have support, you must have money, you must be able to feed yourself or have expenses. If for instance the doctor prescribes a prescription drug and they don't have it in the pharmacy here, you have to go outside and get it, and you have to pay in cash. So I'm waiting here and we're dropping off. We gave the father 4,000. We have no way of knowing how he's used that. We just hope for the best and go on trust. Anyway, he now needs money to pay for the CT scan, which apparently is 600 pesos. And I thought that she'd already had a scan, and apparently not. But then when I questioned Beth about it, she said, well, he said that you can have the scan for nothing, but you can't get the results unless you pay 600 pesos. So this reminds me very much about the possible impending regulations which may be coming about in the furtherance of this COVID, and that is that they may require some kind of proof, a certificate or passport as they're calling it, that you have been vaccinated. Because apparently even in the Philippines, they legally, according to their constitution, they are not allowed to mandate that a person is violated on their sovereign body, person, and forced to have a drug that they don't necessarily believe in. So even though that's a very unpopular thing to be saying, because everything has to be so one-sided at the moment, we're looking at the possibility that this may be coming, which will make life difficult. So the government don't have to mandate it, because they can just bring out a ruling which says that the bank or the supermarket or anywhere for any service that may actually be absolute necessity for you, they can make it so that private company insist on what the government want them to do, which is to show the passport, which would then signify that you had the inoculation.
Yeah.
Yes, darling. Let's go.
I'm thirsty. I don't want to stay longer in the hospital.
Well, they might come along and ask us to do something quite unreasonable. Okay.
Or just only the parking lot, and then I just handed the money to the father.
Oh, this is a step in the right direction. A little while ago, you couldn't even get into the hospital. So now, of course, I'm not getting out of the truck, and Beth has got out of the truck, but
yeah, because LJ is
in an isolated area.
LJ has just been, I think, at a COVID ward in the just outside, just
Is that the
parking, the basketball court.
Yeah.
So they make a little here water. Yeah. So we need to get water.
Okay.
Before we dehydrate.
You want to get the
Sito. Continue.
O2 or whatever it is. Can you get me? I can drink an entire bottle of that, Beth.
Yeah.
In fact, at the moment, our life here in the province of Taliban is, even though it's changing commercially. Nowadays you can see a lot of expansion. You can see some of the big companies are moving in. There's a very nice, beautifully made building that's gone up there, which is huge. We waited to see what was going to go in there, and it's turned out that it's a Suzuki dealership, and on one side motorcycles, and then on the other it's a showroom for cars. The last one that we looked at was somewhere out in Ubay. So here we are. It's moved, still in Ubay of course, but now they've got a dealership here in Taliban. Compared to the other townships, Taliban is really moving ahead. And let's see, did she get one each? I think that she did. So this one I will snag for myself. This is C2. It's a flavoured iced tea, and it's actually very nice. How much is this, babe? 20 pesos. So not even 50 cents.
Yeah, so LJ has been put up in COVID ward, you know. They've been there for more than 2 weeks now, right?
Yes.
She got the CT scan, yeah. She got the she got the CT
Putting
scan.
that down, babe.
Because it's more on that, it's just only on you.
Yeah,
That's,
but doesn't it look as if you're
No,
like
it's not.
chopping off?
no. Yeah, so she got the CT scan now, so advisable. According to the doctor, it's advisable to transfer on the next on Tagbilaran, which is the big hospital there, public hospital. But right now, she's not been, according to the father, because I saw LJ, I said, LJ, she's not talking anymore.
You saw LJ?
Yeah, you can saw her out at the back.
From afar?
From afar. According to the father, it's like her brain, her brain is working, but she's not been, the eyes is not, cannot wake up. You know, so
The eyes is not what?
just always been sleeping, and if you want to feed her, you need to wake her up and then allow.
So she's
assisting.
comatose?
Not really comatose, but she's not been active. That's how the father is.
Well, you know that there are various stages of...
Yeah, but at least before she's been talking nonsense, but now she's calm now because before she's shouting.
Okay.
According to the father, according to the father, she got some bang, you know, when they're doing practice on the motorcycle. We didn't know that, you know. So that's why I said to the father, when I know that, when they shared that to me while they've been in the hospital, in the phone, I said, look, just request for CT scan, you know. Request for CT scan so that we know what's happening on inside her head. But overall, it's not nice to be in the hospital in this pandemic time, you know, because you will be quarantined. That's why the father said about the CT scan, if I can pay the CT scan. I said, oh, if I pay the CT scan, I need to go inside the hospital, which I don't want. Can you ask some of the relatives and the patients there who can go there, you know, or only up to the parking lot. Safety measures.
Well, it's a crazy situation that nowadays in some places a doctor will not see you face to face. They require you to talk to their assistant.
That's what happened to us that's supposedly gonna happen to us when we went to Gindulman.
Yes.
And Terence has some problem on the tongue, some wound, so I called the secretary, and the secretary said, "Ma'am, the doctor will not come to see the patient. I'm just gonna interview you, and then I'll call to the doctor." Because they're also what they call that safety measures, because there's a lot of some cases also.
Crazy. So you can't get to see the doctor because for medical reasons he's not going to talk to you. So his assistant, who I guess he's had a word with his assistant and given her some heads up on how to do the interview, and then she talks to him on the phone, and then based on what she, who apparently has no real medical training, sorry, we're at traffic lights, focusing on the driving, and she has no medical training other than what he has just given her in a talk through, and he then may prescribe some serious drug use based on the observations of an entirely untrained person, all in the name of saving lives. So we have our little girl in there, LJ, who we've known for 7 years and watched her grow into a young woman. She's now, I think, 14, yes?
Yeah.
And she is, even though we get such a lot of flack for using this expression, she is like an adopted daughter.
I interviewed the neighbor. The neighbor is always saying about the phone, morning to night. So that's another. We know about some cases about the what do you call that? Just been in the phone, addicted in the phones, and they forget to eat, and then from for a few days until another week, another days without proper eat. So that's really caused, because the beginning on that is she got a pain in the head, and I said to LJ, if you got a problem on your head, because I got a problem on my eyes, if I've been in the computer or in the phone for a long time,
you'll have eye strain.
I got really bad, even if I'm
Beth, that's not a mystery disease. It's eye strain.
Han, you know that I cannot say far, right?
Yes.
So, so if I've been in the sun also for a long time, expect at 5 or 6 o'clock my brain wanted, I'm almost gonna break my head, because it's really painful. So that's what I explained to LJ. I said, look, if you got a problem on your brain, on your head, in my case, what I did is I just closed my eyes, I just closed my eyes for a long time until I fall asleep, until I sleep the pain, but in your cases, how come your eyes has always been your head has always been in the pain, So we just found out that he got an accident in a motorcycle. So just practicing some kids on how to drive the motorcycle. That's what we heard. I don't know if it's true. About you got some idea coming out on your mind, and you really don't know if it's hallucinations or true, or it's really happening or not. But we're praying, because right now, as what I said to her, I said I saw her. She's not answering. And then one time when I called her on the phone, I said, "Do you know me? Do you know me?" She says, "Who you?" I said, so sometimes she got blank. But I'm just saying, those kids are specials to us, There are kids that come to our lives and pass, like, oh, okay. But there are kids that no matter what happened, we've always been there for them. And, because they have been part of our system. It's their part of our hearts.
Yeah, some of them are lucky. I mean, Lorraine and Dad, their parents are extremely loving and responsible, and as a result you can see it with the kids. Lorraine and Lorraine, probably one of the most intelligent kids that we have in our lives, and we are our parents number 2, Mummy and Daddy number 2, but their parents are just totally caring, and it shows in the children.
Agreed.
Whereas the kids that have suffered and been knocked around, you can see that the negative part shows in them as well, which is very sad. And certainly LJ and our own little Lovely, they've been through a rough time. Lost their mum at a very early age, and then gone through what turned out to be an unsuccessful relationship.
And they're still together.
Are they still together?
They're still together.
I thought that had not worked out so well.
No, it's just the kids saying that there's some changes compared at the beginning, but they're still together. But you know what? I think the one thing that I really was amazed is the father of Jeremy. I said that why is it you cannot find a woman to take care of your child? And his answer is, I don't want, because it's not an assurance that I will be in the right woman, and I need to also to consider it for my child.
That's the little boy who is actually 99% paralyzed from the neck down, and is such a lovely child, intelligent and bright, and really appreciative. When we were there, and we'd kind of got a basic sort of plan for what we were going to do, and I told him, and he speaks a limited amount of English, but he has very good understanding, and I told him what we were going to do,